Hello, it's Skylar Osler again, founder of the Build Guild and creator of the Cosplay Apprentice, which through YouTube and live events has empowered millions to forge their favorite fandoms. It's great to have you join me for the third video in my free workshop, The Foam Forge. In this video, I'm going to outline the exact blueprint you need to know where you are and what you need to focus on next. If you've ever been overwhelmed by all the techniques involved in working with foam, and more importantly, where and how to learn the techniques, this video is for you. Maybe you're new to cosplay and you aren't sure how to get started, or you're an experienced cosplayer that isn't feeling challenged. So in this video, I'll outline how cosplayers like you and me can know where you are and what you need to focus on next. In video 1, we talked about how now is the right time to have the process for organizing your builds so that you can have the freedom that comes from building with intention. Then in video number 2, we covered what you need to do to minimize your learning curve, maximize your results, and overcome your fear of failure. So if you haven't seen those videos, go back and watch them now and then come back to this one. And if you're catching this video on YouTube or Facebook, click the link to enroll in the full Foam Forge workshop so you can get access to all the free resources, PDFs, and patterns offered in the course. Today, I'm going to build on what we already discussed by giving you the complete blueprint to know where you are and what you need to focus on next. By the end of this video, you'll have so much clarity about cosplay and working with foam, and you'll see how everything fits together. I'm also going to share a downloadable PDF outline of the entire blueprint. Once you use this, you'll never have to worry about what skills to learn next again. This will help you break free of that frustration and confusion and is key in helping you cosplay like a boss so you can experience the confidence that comes from having a roadmap. We've got a lot to cover today, so make sure you've got your pen and paper ready so you can follow along and take notes. Anytime you're trying to know where you are and what you need to focus on next, it can be hard because in the beginning everything's new. Things like what materials to use, how to use those materials, and how to build up your tool arsenal. And you can see as you grow, you come up against new challenges. Even if you have experience with cosplay already, you're always looking for that 80-20. You don't have time to waste, so you want to find the 20% that's going to produce 80% of the results. That's why the Foam Forging Guide is going to save you a ton of time. This is the exact blueprint you need to know where you are and what you need to focus on next. So go ahead and click the button to download your copy of the Foam Forging Guide. With that said, I need to warn you before we get rolling. Once you see the blueprint, you'll be tempted to dive in and start reading. It gives you the complete overview, but I want to make things easy for you by covering the 20% that we talked about earlier. So although the blueprint gives you the high-level view, stay with me because I'll walk you through the 20% that gives you 80% of the results. So let's get into the quinoa and beets of today's video with a side of kale. We're not actually eating anything. It's just a vegetarian expression, I think. Anyway, let's dive in. Many cosplayers have struggled with feeling lost in their progression. They didn't have a way to measure their progress and didn't know what to do next to grow and do more. After helping hundreds of cosplayers find clarity in where they are in their cosplay journey, I've put together a visual progression, much like you would see in most martial arts. When you start out as a white belt, you know that there are techniques that must be learned and skills to be developed along the road to becoming a black belt. The road to mastery is not a mystery. I wanted to create the same clarity for cosplay. Our foam forging progress, which I like to call the cosplayer's quest, is set to the tune of a magical journey from a lowly starry-eyed peasant progressing through knighthood, learning magic, and becoming a crimson mage. In the Foam Forging Guide, I have taken each of these stages and boiled it down to the 3 key things you should be focusing on and learning in each stage to help you focus on the 20% that will yield 80% of the results. The 3 key factors in any given stage are what tools should you acquire and learn to use, what materials or elements should you be focusing on and working with, and lastly, which techniques should you be learning and implementing. The best thing about this blueprint is that now you have a way to see what stage you're at based on practical skills and tools you have and be able to see exactly what you need to focus on next. Because you are in this workshop and you have taken action to start your journey, you are no longer the starry-eyed peasant watching from a distance, daydreaming of someday learning to cosplay with foam. So you're likely at least at the page stage. Congrats! No more getting lost and having no clear path to success when it comes to accomplishing your cosplay goals. Now, no matter what level you're at, you can grab your handy-dandy Foam Forge guide and quickly identify where you are at, what to do, and learn and acquire next. Let's do a quick review of what we've learned today. You are no longer just some average Joe off the street that is obsessed with everything sci-fi or wondering why you never got your letter when you turned 11. You are now on the cosplayer's quest, map in hand, and you know exactly where you are in your journey, where you need to go, and how to get there. You are the hero in your own adventure, and you have been imbued with the plan you need to cast the evil dragon of failure back into the bottomless pit from whence he came and trap him there forever. He shall not pass. Isn't this exciting, knowing how everything fits together? And most importantly, doesn't it feel good knowing what you should focus on right now, regardless of where you are in your journey? Do you see how this clarity will help you cosplay like a boss easier and faster? Now that you've got those wheels turning, I want to hear from you. I know you picked up a lot of ideas from this video and the accompanying foam forging guide. And now's the time to get started. So let me know in the comments, what will your first step be? And if you found this video helpful, others will too. So give someone else a hand by sharing this video on Facebook, Twitter, or even sending the link to a friend. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to implement what you learned today even easier and faster. If you're new to cosplay, this guides you along every step on your heroic journey to accelerate your progress and cosplay like a boss. And if you're an experienced cosplayer, you'll build on what you've already created by following specific steps designed to get you past what's holding you back so you can get on track and reach your goals. Speaking of learning how to cosplay like a boss, we've been hearing from a number of people who've had questions about the Build Guild, and I'd love to see you in there. In the next video, we'll talk more about the program and how you can join. The way it works is that I open the full class to the general public on a very limited basis. And we do this so that it runs similar to a college class where you all go through together. So registration opens for a few days, then it closes so I can turn my focus onto the new members and delivering the content. So if you're interested in moving forward and want to know how, you'll want to join me in the next video where I lay it all out for you. But for now, I want to leave you with this. Just by taking part in this workshop, you're already closer to knowing how to cosplay like a boss. Think about video number 1, where you learned how to organize the chaos. This training alone has shown you how you can have the freedom that comes from building with intention. And it's amazing how simple it can be once you have the steps. Then you made huge strides in video 2 where you saw how easy it can be to work with foam and you learned how to make failure work for you and not against you. That's huge! And knowing this will continue to pay off from now and into the future. And today you got the complete blueprint so you can know where you are and what you need to focus on next. Isn't it easier understanding every step along the way? To make it even better, we cut to the chase so you know exactly what gives you the bigger results, faster and with less demand on you. In just a few days, you've learned so much about how to cosplay like a boss. And in the next video, I'll share the next step on your journey. I'm so excited about what's in store for you. I'll see you in the next video. Cosplay on, my friends.